Good Sunday morning, everyone. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here with our weekly weather update. It's time to talk a little bit about what we have going on for Sunday and what we can expect for the week ahead. It is a very wet day ahead of us. We do have a lot of shower activity expected for Sunday, so let's jump right on into it. Right now, not seeing a lot of that shower activity as of 11 a.m. here in Atlanta. Seeing mainly just the cloud cover, and we have very windy conditions outside too for Sunday. It is going to improve later on this week. That's the good news. Just for today, very wet, again, very windy, very gloomy. You see those conditions out towards Hartsville, Jackson, minus the wet conditions again. Not going to be rain until we get closer on towards the noon, 1 o'clock time frame. That's going to be when rain chances pick up. But we are already dealing with some gusty winds out there across North Georgia as of the 11 a.m. time frame here on Sunday. When we typically record these, we are going to have some more information about the forecast ahead here in just a moment. I just want to talk about what's happening right now real quick. But if you stick with us, you can see the forecast that we're going to have here for later on this week. Your wind advisory is in place until 1 a.m. on Monday. Still likely going to be windy even into the early hours for the commute on Monday. Don't be surprised by that. But gusts could be up to 40 miles per hour through 1 a.m. Monday. It could be very strong out there. Right now we have sustained winds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour across much of the region. 21 mile per hour sustained winds in Atlanta as of 11 a.m. 12 mile sustained winds in Duluth, 10 in Marietta. Very windy day out there. Gusts are all the way up to 20 to 30 miles per hour, 32 right now in Atlanta. And we're going to continue to be dealing with stronger gusts throughout today. Here's a look at the forecast track for gusts. So we'll have, as of 3:30 p.m., 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts still, increasing to 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts by the time we get to about midnight tonight. And then those winds again still fairly strong by throughout Monday morning. By 1:30 on Monday, the winds are going to start to calm down, and they'll be much calmer by the time we head into the end of the day on Monday. There will be a bit of a wind chill factor over the next 24 to 48 hours from these winds. Notice that we have temperatures at 45 right now in Atlanta. It does feel a little bit cooler. I'm actually going to bump back my graphics real quick before we talk about the rain. This is what it actually feels like. It feels like 37 in Atlanta, feeling like 39 in Marietta, 39 in Canton. So yeah, those temperatures were all in the 40s, but it does feel much cooler. That's what it's going to be like at the bus stop tomorrow morning. So make sure that kids have a good jacket to stay warm, and also a way to break some of that rain off. In other words, a rain jacket or an umbrella. So let's talk about some of that shower activity now. A lot of the showers, again, moving up into our region. A lot of cloud cover as well, windy conditions. An area of low pressure is going to be passing to our south and west today here in Atlanta. And that's why we're getting the wind, the rain, the cloud cover, the gloomy conditions out there. Closer look into our region shows where the shower activity is occurring, down towards the Grange, up through Luthersville, and then you see it stretching into Peachtree City as of 11:03 this morning. Putting everything into a pause, let's see where that shower activity is right now. Again, down towards Griffin, Forsyth, that's all going to continue to, again, go straight on off towards the north into our direction, and it will be impacting McDonough, Atlanta, Dallas, all here within the next probably hour or so around noon for Sunday. And then those rain changes will continue as we head throughout the afternoon. That shows up on the 11 Alive app. Now, if you don't have the 11 Alive app yet, go ahead and download it. It can be a great tool to stay updated on the forecast. You can get extra video updates like the one you're watching right now. And you can also get the current conditions. You see the temperature there in Atlanta. That's accurate conditions for right now. And then you see the hourly forecast where temperatures are only getting into the mid-40s, a lot of rain chances. You can click this tab there at the top to get a live look at the radar. And then you can also see at the bottom of the screen the ability to watch live whenever we're live, like for updates that you're seeing right now. You can also download the 11 Alive Plus app on Roku, Fire TV devices, as well as now Apple TV. We are on Apple TV. All those devices, you can stay informed on the weather. Again, right there at your fingertips. Get extra long-form update that we can't necessarily have put on TV because we just don't have enough time for all that information, like what you're getting, of course, right now. We do these kind of long form weather updates here on Sundays at 11 a.m. and typically on Wednesdays, but the past few weeks there's been a bit of a schedule change, so we've been doing them on Thursdays, and this next Thursday we'll be doing an update again. So taking a look at the chance of precipitation for Sunday, again, it's going to be a higher chance for rain for areas south and west of Atlanta. That's because that's going to be closer to the area of low pressure that's going to be passing through the southeast. The closer to that area of low pressure, the higher the rain chance. And there's an 80% chance for rain in the Atlanta area, more of a 60% chance for Canton, Lawrenceville, Monroe, Athens. But once you get up towards far northeast Georgia, just a 30, really about a 20 to 30% chance. Some spots may even miss out on rain completely there into far northeast Georgia. Forecast track shows what we could see here with this timeline on the rain. We get into around the noon time frame. Again, showers move into Atlanta. We get to about 4:30. Going to be seeing some more moderate to even heavy showers at times. The rain's going to be coming down pretty good. And then we're also going to have some gusty wind. That could bring down a tree or two, which could lead to some isolated power outages this afternoon, something that we're going to be keeping a close eye on. Rain chances continuing overnight by 10:30. Still seeing some shower activity out there. And even for your morning commute on Monday, there still could be a few showers out there. Temperatures in the 40s. It's going to be chilly. Make sure kids have a good jacket at the bus stop. And then as we head into the afternoon, the rain will start to move out. Cloud cover sticks around. Temperatures still rising into the mid-50s for highs, which is just around average for this time of year. Moving then overnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning, temperatures will be starting in the 30s, but by 11 a.m. on Tuesday, we will rebound back into the 40s and eventually into the 50s to 60s for the afternoon there on Tuesday with plenty of sunshine. So before we even get that sunshine, we got to get through all this rainfall. Over the next 48 hours, here's how much rain we could see. The Atlanta area, maybe up to 3/4 of an inch of rain down towards LaGrange, maybe an inch. I wouldn't be surprised if some spots there closer on to the southwest along that I-85 corridor, if a spot or two even ended up with an inch to an inch and a half of rainfall. But I want you to also look at far northeast Georgia. It's just going to be Clayton, Blairsville, even up to Gainesville, Canton. Some spots missing out on rain completely. Maybe no rain, no measurable rainfall at least there for some spots in far northeast Georgia. Now, this area of low pressure isn't going to bring much of a cool down behind it. You know, not a big dip where we get those big wild swings, in temperatures. Notice we're starting off Monday at 40 degrees. 36 though for Tuesday, 35 for Wednesday, 38 for Thursday. So we will get close to freezing, but we're not going to hit that freezing point for Tuesday through Thursday, but it will be cold mornings. But we will still be above average for temperatures in the afternoon. Take a look at this. Yeah, 55 on Monday. That is right around average. But we're above average for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, even hitting 60 degrees some days, which is very much welcomed here across the region. It's going to be nice to have some warmer conditions compared to what we had there towards the end of January. We had that big swing in temperatures. Now with the rainfall, again, we need the rain. We still have some moderate drought there into far northwest Georgia. We saw huge improvements in the drought monitor, though, since the beginning of the year. Remember, January brought us more than 6 inches of rainfall. That was the most rain that we have had since January of last year. Now, January 2023, we had more than 7 inches of rain, but we really needed that rainfall that we had just this past month. It was the first time we had above average rain within a month since August of 2023. So we needed that rain, and it really helped to push back the drought. And I think with the rain that we're going to be getting this week and really over the next 48 hours, we'll continue to see that drought pushed back and maybe even wither away completely here as we head throughout the next 2 weeks. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, you notice that we again do have the 80% chance for rain. For today, 30% chance for rain Monday morning. By Monday afternoon, the rain moves out. Temperatures, they really rise up nicely there by Tuesday, hitting 60 degrees, 59 for the high on Wednesday, and then you see on Friday, 60 degrees. We're going to have a slight chance for rain mainly into the afternoon, a lot of cloud cover increasing throughout the day, and then by Saturday, we have a 50% chance for rain. I wish I could say that we didn't have rain chances on the weekend, but unfortunately, that's going to be the case next week and going to be tracking a few showers out there. At least it will be warm, though, with those temperatures in the 60s for highs. Let's take a look at how much rain we could get over the next 7 days. Now, we talked about over the next 48 hours, just about 3/4 of an inch of rain here in Atlanta, maybe up to an inch and a half down towards the LaGrange region. And you can see that we're not going to pick up much additional rainfall for Friday and Saturday of next week, or of this next week rather. You see that we're getting just a little bit of rain here and there from that, but a majority of this rain is going to fall in the next 48 hours. About 1/2 of an inch or less for spots north of Atlanta, and especially into northeast Georgia. Some spots could only get about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. That was for the next 7 days. Looking at your 8 to 14 day outlook. Now we're looking beyond the next 7 days from day 8 through day 14, which is getting us through that middle portion of the month of February. Looks like we could be getting below average on rainfall, so a little bit of a period there where we can dry up a bit after we had such a wet January and a fairly wet start to February here with this latest system moving through. And it looks like we'll have around average temperatures. That would be mid to upper 30s for lows and then mid to upper 50s for highs for this time of year. So nothing out of the normal there as we head throughout the middle of February. Not looking like any huge temperature swings. Let's hope that the weather continues to cooperate with all that. Looking at your Peach State outlook, if you're traveling across the state of Georgia over the next 3 days, again, a little bit of shower activity for parts of the state there on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday looking beautiful with a lot more sunshine. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s and 60s all across the state there for the middle of the week. And then, of course, your weekend getaway. So if you're planning a big trip this next weekend, maybe you're already eyeing that, trying to get a gauge on what the weather's going to be like. It is looking wet across the southeast, so not a great beach weather at all. You see down towards Destin, 60s, rain in Gatlinburg with temperatures in the 50s to 60s, but sometimes that allows the waterfalls to be more pretty there in East Tennessee and West North Carolina, so maybe that will be beneficial for your trip. Lake Lanier, some shower activity, which should help to continue to fill Lake Lanier. Of course, we have had a ton of rainfall up there more recently, and that has fixed the water level in Lake Lanier. They were well below the where they should be, but it has fixed the water level now with the most recent rains, and a little bit more rainfall couldn't hurt, right? Looking down towards Savannah, maybe some shower activity for them, but dry at least on Friday, and drier for Charleston for Friday and into Saturday. Finally, your Georgia State Park forecast, giving you an idea on what you can be doing outside for tomorrow. Again, we start the day with cloud cover and rain, but by the end of the day, we will have some sunshine breaking through in Amicalola Falls. Cloudland Canyon should make for great hikes. Go out there, hike one of the beautiful waterfalls that we have in North Georgia. Should be great weather for that. A little bit muddy out there, but also that extra bit of moisture that we're getting from the recent rain should really help to swell up those waterfalls and make for some stunning photos. Send those into the 11 Alive app too, and for those weather wow moments, and then we'll share them right on TV. Bringing everything back up to the 7-day forecast. I hope everybody has a wonderful day ahead and a wonderful week ahead. We'll be back on Thursday with another weather update. Don't forget that you can catch meteorologist Chesley McNeil every morning. Meteorologist Melissa Nord is on at 4 o'clock every day to kick things off for our afternoon into evening shows. And then Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is on starting at 5 p.m. So you want to make sure that you stay informed on the weather. We have our whole team that loves to keep everybody informed, also on social media, on 11alive.com, and with the 11 Alive app. Of course, I'm meteorologist Andrew Wilson. You can catch updates from me every weekend morning, and then meteorologist Nicole Hartford. She's been out on maternity leave here the last couple of months, but she is going to be back here just within a couple weeks, and you can catch her every evening here on 11 Alive. I hope everybody has a wonderful week ahead of them, and of course, we'll continue to keep you updated right here on 11 Alive and on 11alive.com.